From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage on the ECC network. In tonight's conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins host the Roberts Wesleyan University Redhawks. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, joined for the first time this season on the call by my broadcast partner, Sal Caruso. Sal, welcome back to Sportsnet.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you having me back on here. Looking forward to a great game. I know our Dolphins already got the number 2 seed, so that's exciting. And we're going from there.
This is, of course, the McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's, our great scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island, bringing you our pregame coverage each and every CSI Dolphins home game. And Sal, the Dolphins continue their run of success now that has spanned the entire season. They come in 18-7, 11-2 in conference play. I might have made a mistake on our graphic on the screen. Tyler will fix that for me. That is my mistake. The Dolphins are 11-2 in conference play. Just 3 conference games remaining and 1 tonight coming against Roberts Wesleyan University. The Dolphins' only losses in conference play this year have come against Damon University. They are undoubtedly playing their best basketball of the Division II era.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, this Dolphin teams, I believe they won 5 straight now coming into today. And they have really looked like a team that's been playing for years now. And that's where we're at now, and that's what we're seeing this year. The core group there, Janelise, Kyra, they've been together for a couple of years now. Nahemia, they've all been together, and you could see that chemistry developing between those players. And the coach is doing a good job putting them in the right positions to make those plays, and make those efforts, and make those shots, and continue to win basketball games, and that seems to be the most important thing for this group.
The calling card of this Dolphins team all season long has been their defense. It has been phenomenal all season. As we have a camera issue, it looks like we'll have to switch over to our sideline camera for now. But we are about 30 seconds away from the introduction of starting lineups and the playing of the national anthem. So what we'll do is step aside and take a quick break. We'll talk more about these 2 teams when we come back here on the ECC Network.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
And We are back from the tank, just a few minutes away from tip-off between the College of Staten Island and Roberts Wesleyan University. Good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman, alongside Sal Caruso here on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC network. And as starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor, I will get you those starting lineups now. As always, our starting lineups presented by Jimmy Mac's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. For the Roberts Wesleyan University Redhawks, their starters in numerical order: number 2, Mariana Freeman; number 11, Georgia Haverlock; number 12, Lauren McCrae; number 14, Grace Dow; and number 22, Renee Anglin. The starters for the College of Staten Island in numerical order: number 3, Amber Abus-Bear; number 4, Kyra Rose; number 10, Dana Phelan; number 11, Alexa Kirolo; and number 13, Jennalise Alarcon. And Sal, these two teams met earlier this season. It was a decisive win for the Dolphins last time. They hope to replicate that here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins overall all-time series, 6-1 since we've been part of the ECC now. It's a great record against this Robert Weston team. Obviously, they played them on January 15th. And they won by a lopsided amount, 83-58. Big-time win for them. Again, their defense was the catalyst, as you mentioned. And, yeah, like I was mentioning earlier with chemistry, not only they're showing that in offense, they're showing that in defense by getting to their women at that spots when they need the most.
No question about it, Sal. And this year is a huge year for this Dolphins team. Obviously, you mentioned that core group. Many of those players who have been together now for 3 seasons plus are seniors. And the Dolphins will be losing some key contributors, including graduate students and their senior graduates, following this season. That makes this stretch run and this year's postseason run that much more critical.
Yeah, for sure, Joe. I mean, like I said, chemistry is a big thing. When you try to incorporate new players into your system and they seamlessly fit with those core players that are already here, that's a big benefit as well. And I think Amber especially has done that fantastically this year, and we had some other players too have really stepped up too. Dana Phelan has upped her shooting as well. Percentage-wise, she's doing it. Kyra Rose is playing defense really well down low in the block and also scoring the ball and rebounding the ball aggressively as well. That was a jump from last year. Nehomia Mesinge, same deal, very great on defense. And in offense, she's trying to step it up a little bit, but also playmaking a little bit more as well.
Dolphins have a lot of very versatile players on this roster, and one of them, Jennalise Alarcon, was just named East Coast Conference Player of the Week for the 5th time this season, was also a Mets Basketball Writers Association Player of the Week honorable mention. So Alarcon has had a tremendous season and has the accolades to go along with it. She will jump to get us started against Renee Anglin.
Yeah, we can't forget about their number 1 player and option there is Jennalise Alarcon. She's their go-to right away. Teams know it, yet they still can't stop her.
Alarcon requires a double team when she catches it on the low block most of the time, as Phelan is left open, and the 3 rattles in. The Dolphins are on the board quickly.
Well, like I just said, Joe, her three-point percentage is a bit up this year. She's taking more and making more, and that's the key.
Phelan has the Dolphins on the board early, 3-0 Staten Island. Sal mentioned the big win for CSI earlier this year against Roberts Wesleyan. There's a shot fake and a drive by McCrae, and that ball nearly got away. Freeman along the baseline dribbles back outside. 7 to shoot now. Haverlock in the corner, defended well by Phelan. And the Redhawks run out of time. Shot clock violation. And Sal, there it is. That stifling Dolphins defense.
That stifling defense, as you said it there. Not only that, they got a shot clock violation out of it. They also had a block shot there by Curello as well during that possession. So in the first possession, nothing for the Redhawks.
Great start for the Dolphins. We're just under a minute into this first quarter. CSI works it around the perimeter. This is Kyra Rose. Rose looks to drive, gets inside, and banks it in. Strong move by Kyra Rose.
Yeah, she was making her will towards the basket there. Would not let anybody in front of her stop her. No matter what Red Hawk would have been there. Bullied her way in. Easy bucket for Kyra.
And the Dolphins force a turnover. It's now 7-0 Staten Island as Abus-Bear lays it in.
Yeah, Kyra Rose there also part of that steal there, although it'll probably go to Abus-Bear, the steal. Good defensive pressure right at the mid-court. Dolphins right away, defensive pressure to start. And quick 7-0 lead.
Great start for the Dolphins and a timeout called by the Red Hawks. 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. When we come back, the Dolphins lead at 7-0, 8.5 to go in the first quarter. Eight and a half to go in the opening quarter. Strong start for the Dolphins, who lead at 7-0 in the early going. Dolphins have gotten off to some nice starts this year in several games, including a game against Damon. They got off to a huge lead in that game. Did not win that game, however, against Stack over the weekend. A phenomenal start led to a 35-point halftime lead. Pull-up jumper way off by Haverlock. Offensive board angling. She can't put it back in. And here come the Dolphins back the other way. Down goes Kyra Rose.
Yeah, the Red Hawks, Joe, just look a little bit uncoordinated out there right now, a little bit unfamiliar of how to defend this Dolphin team as a unit.
The Dolphins have given plenty of teams trouble this year. Red Hawks one of them. We mentioned the big victory earlier in the season, but the Dolphins right now seem to be peaking at the right time as Alarcon finds the cutting Rose for an easy two.
That was a beautiful pass and look by Alarcon there. Kyra Rose reading the play very well and cut right at the moment as soon as he made eye contact with Alarcon.
Dolphins now lead at 9-0. McCray looking, now angling. Dribbles with her back to the basket. This is Freeman. Outside Haverlock. Haverlock into the corner. McCray for three.
Yeah, McCray, you could tell she shoots jump shots there, Joe. Very smooth on that one.
Abu Spare now with her back to the basket. Kicks out. Again, Alarcon finds Rose, who lost the handle. Phelan on the wing for three. No good.
That was the only time
Haverlock.
that wasn't a good shot by the Dolphins, but she's capable of making those. I'm sure Coach, though, would not appreciate that shot. They could get a better one.
It was a bit deep, but Phelan, as you've said, Sal, certainly capable of knocking that shot down. Dow with her back to the basket, shoots over Alarcon, can't connect, and Genelise has the rebound looking to push. Rose, bounce pass, Alarcon for two.
Wow, those two seem to have a nice little chemistry going on in this game. Before it was Alarcon to Cairo.
Another Dolphin steal and another CSI basket. Timeout, Red Hawks.
Before I could have even finished my point there, I was just going to say, nice knick-knack by the Dolphins between Rose and Alarcon, and they lead by 10.
And with that, we will head to another break. 6:24 to go in the opening quarter. The Dolphins already lead it by 10.
Hey, Dolphins fans, want to stay connected with everything happening at the College of Staten Island? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch all the live streams, exclusive behind-the-scenes tours, the latest episodes of CSI Today Talks, student film showcases, and so much more new programming. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button now at youtube.com/College of Staten Island or scan the QR code on the screen and stay in the loop with everything CSI.
And we are back from the tank where the Dolphins are out to an early 10-point lead, and they have yet another steal. Rose to the basket, can't finish this time. And Anglin has the rebound.
Surprised there was no call there. Sometimes you wonder if, with a 10-point lead like this, referees decide not to call that, even though it sure looked like a foul to me.
Certainly could have been called as Mia Fuller is in off the Dolphins bench. The other 4 Dolphins starters in to the bench went Abu Sbair as the Redhawks have turned it over yet again.
Well, that one kind of an unforced turnover there. No steal on possession, but it will be Dolphins ball on the sideline. Substitution for the Dolphins. Got number 22 here for the Dolphins, Dorothy Weiss, checking into the game. She's also a player who stepped up off the bench this year. Dorothy Weesey.
Weesey with the ball now. Bounce pass inside to a double-teamed Carolla who was stripped. Redhawks bring it up. Their deficit remains 10 points in the early going. Feed inside Anglin. She's doubled. Had it stripped away. And traveling with it.
Traveling is the call by the official there. Looks like that was number 25, Christina Gonzalez Samaro Rubio.
Checking in for the Redhawks, number 15, Erin Frazier.
For the Redhawks, number 15, Erin Frazier enters the game. She'll replace Renee Anglin.
Dolphins with it again, leading by 10 as we approach the midway point of the first quarter. Carolla right to the rim, can't finish.
Good move, just didn't have the gather at the end to finish. We have a foul on the play here. It's going to be on number 11 for the Dolphins. That's Alexa Carolla. That's her first foul, team's first foul.
Redhawks bring it up. They lead it, or I should say they trail it by 10. Right now I'm actually working with the table on the other side to try and correct our live stats issue, and I think I found the problem, Sal, so we'll see.
Oh, that's good.
If I'm indeed correct. I think they have the men's tab open.
That definitely could be a possibility.
I think they have the back end for the men's game, so
possible.
we're going to...
And as we were speaking there, the Dolphins forced another turnover there, or should I say just the Redhawks have another turnover. I believe that might be their 6th or 7th of the game to start.
Well, our live stats would certainly help with that. Working on it at the moment as Phelan draws a foul. So perfect timing for that, and hopefully we are able to correct our live stats issue momentarily. Let's see if that did the trick.
Dana Phelan at the line for the Dolphins. Good free throw shooter here. She should knock these down. We want to see more of her driving sometimes. Sometimes she stays outside and she'll settle for the 3. But she's been doing a lot better job this season, especially driving to the rim when having an opportunity.
Phelan knocks down the first free throw. Unfortunately, it does not appear that fixed the problem.
Damn.
Nope, it did.
All right, perfect.
Well, Sal, that's why they pay me
That's
big
why
bucks.
you're here, yep.
Troubleshooter extraordinaire. Oh, just wait until that next media timeout when I go tell them they had the men's tab open. Which means if you go to our men's game on the schedule right now, I bet the women's stats are populating.
Probably.
Redhawks with it. They trail by 12. Haverlock looking, defended by Phelan. Now Freeman. And an offensive foul was called on Erin Frazier, I believe, for a moving screen.
Yeah, Erin Frazier. Just a little hip check there. A little bit too much on her end there.
Indeed, Sal, our men's game is populating with the women's stats. So we're going to fix that right now. And Nick is going to get a talking to during our next timeout. Louis Matrone, who is watching at home, as that three-pointer is no good, out of bounds. And it will be Redhawks basketball. But Louis Matrone, who is not feeling well, not here for tonight's game. He is watching, so a shout-out to the comeback kid, the wise man, Louis Matrone.
Get better, Louis.
Lead statistician, and without him, unfortunately, we have an error here. So we're going to fix that right now.
The Dolphins just subbed in Madison Haggett, who's also been a nice addition for this team, shooting the ball really well, and her length, using her length on defense as well, has helped.
Haggett has seen an uptick in minutes this year.
Yep.
And has played well. 6 to shoot for Roberts. They're still stuck on 3 points, and the Dolphins have another steal. Fuller. Bounce pass. Masinge for 2, and the Dolphins lead it 17-3.
Simple, will look like a 3-man weave, turned perfectly, Joe, into a fast break.
That was turnover number 9 for the Red Hawks right
There you
there. It has been a nightmare start in terms of ball security, as a foul was called there against the Dolphins.
And it's definitely a combination of the Dolphins' defense and Roberts Wesleyan just not making smart decisions when trying to pass the ball to their teammates. As we have a sub for Robert Wesleyan, number 14. Grace Doe enters the game. She'll replace number 10, Megan Dorothy. 2 shots for Red Hawk, Mariana Freeman. She makes the first.
All right, now that we're all set with our stats, our job gets a lot easier. Second free throw, no good. Haggett brings it up the floor. Up top to Alarcon, now Fuller. Singay on the wing, uses the Alarcon screen. Back to the basket now, kicks out. Fuller inside for Alarcon. She has the one-on-one matchup, but she picked up her dribble and scores with the left hand.
There's such high basketball key by Alarcon there. You could tell that she was looking for a cutter, couldn't find anybody wide open, so instead she just turns, so it uses her body nicely to go up and under for the bucket. Here's
That's
a red
an air ball.
That was Haverlock with the air ball jump shot.
I apologize, Sal. I'm still communicating across the gym, and my patience is wearing very thin. This is Fuller, and she draws the foul.
So good aggressive drive by Fuller. There, another player off the bench playing some quality minutes as well. She will go to the line for 2 as the Dolphins enter Olia Consola. Okay. Enters the game. Another player who limited in minutes but does a nice job on the defense presence down there as she muscles along those post players. Make it difficult for them to get some shots up.
Fuller at the line here, and the first free throw out is out. This is Fuller for 3, and that's going to be a jump ball.
Yep. As the ball was wedged in the corner there after the jump shot, so we're going to call the tall baseball player Francisco, who's our floor sleeper today.
He's showing off there. He could have used the broom.
He could have, that, which is most floor sleepers do, but he's like, I got hops. And he showed it.
Francesco is showing off the hops there. Plus
Yep.
he's 6'4". That helps.
That definitely helps.
That definitely helps. Mike Morrow watching at home, nervous, doesn't want to see him come down the wrong way. They have a big trip coming up this week.
Yeah, he was holding his breath as he made that jump for sure.
Three-pointer on its way, off back iron, and rebounded by Masingay.
That one was on target there, just a little too strong.
Masingay racing up the floor. Finds Oya Kinsola. Okay. Too strong. Rebound pulled in by the Red Hawks. Just under a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. The Dolphins lead it by 15. Ball back outside. This is Megan Doherty using the screen. Gets inside. Floater. Air ball. And Alarcon could not make the save.
Yeah, strong possession so far for the Red Hawks here, keeping it alive. For the most part, it's been one and done for the Red Hawks on this end this time. Fighting for a rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds off Alarcon.
Just 3 to shoot. And another air ball results in a shot clock violation. How about this Dolphins defense in the first quarter?
I mean, 4 points allowed so far. It's amazing. There on that air ball, even if she had caught her own air ball, it would have been called travel, and you cannot do that. So either way, forced turnover, second shot clock violation of the night.
Final minute of the first quarter. Okay. Outside to Haggett. Deep 3. No good. And Fuller could not make the save. Red Hawks ball.
Yeah, that's about the third three-point shot that I wasn't crazy about. Thought they could get better ones. But again, they are capable of hitting those shots, and we've seen them hit those shots throughout the season.
I think the score might have something to do with those attempts.
Could be.
Crazy stat from this quarter. The Redhawks have attempted just 5 shots, though our live stats right now are not pushing correctly. So we'll have to check on that. Here we go.
Offensive rebound
9
for the
shots.
Redhawks
I was going
here.
to say,
Yeah.
5 attempts this deep into the game would be remarkable.
Right. Could have been with all the turnovers, but they
Yeah,
have
but
taken
5
a
is
few
very
more.
low. 5 is very low. Dolphins defense this quarter has been phenomenal. And there's a
two.
good-looking jumper. That was Mariana Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman with a nice little step back jumper there, although she was on foot was on the line, so it'll only be 2 points as we enter 5 seconds remaining in the quarter.
3 seconds. Fuller, no good. And that goes through the hands of Alarcon to bring the first quarter to a close. We are through 1 from the tank. Our score, Staten Island 19, Roberts Wesleyan 6.
19. Once again, your score after the first quarter.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back for the start of the second quarter. The Dolphins lead it 19-6 through the first 10 minutes. They held the Redhawks to 2 of 11 shooting in the first quarter. Shot 8 of 16, including just 1 of 6 from downtown, as that block leads to a Redhawks fast break and a score by Mariana Freeman.
And right now the Redhawks technically lead this quarter 2-0, so we'll see if that fares well for them.
Well, the Redhawks could really use some opportunities like that off a turnover, or in that case a blocked shot. Get up the floor quickly. Don't let the Dolphins get back defensively and chip away at that lead. They look to push again here.
Good transition so far for them. And good better passing. Coaches must have got into them,
That's
and
travel.
yeah, definitely pivoted her foot multiple times there before turning for the jump shot.
Despite the travel, that was still a well-executed transition possession by Roberts. They got the one-on-one look they wanted under the basket. The Dolphins did not have time to double, and Dow traveled before what was a make. That's a look they will certainly be happy to take, as Abu Spair puts up the lefty floater too strong. Here comes Freeman. Redhawks work it around the perimeter into the corner. This is Dow inside. Frazier can't finish. Ball loose. And brought in by Weesey, who goes down, keeps her dribble, and will bring it up.
Yeah, Frazier there had position, but kind of rushed her shot.
And look at this ball movement by the Dolphins. Better defense inside, however, by Dow.
Looked like a foul to me there. Joe got her hand way before she got anything else.
That one's flipped up at the rim, no good. Rebound by Rose. And we've seen Rose attack in these spots many times. Does not here. Weesey left open. No good from 3. And that's been the blemish on the stat line for the Dolphins tonight. Just 1 of 7 from three-point range.
Yeah, so far they got that one shot from Dale Phelan in the beginning. Since then, 0 for 6 from the field. Like I said, about 3 or 4 of those shots I didn't really like. That one I did like. She just was not able to knock it down this time.
The Dolphins early in this game have attempted at least 3 or 4 three-pointers from a foot or two behind the line.
Yep, yeah, and that was early when they were up by almost 10. You know, like you said,
that last one was pretty deep as well.
Yeah, but it was in rhythm. That was a
in
good shot.
rhythm.
Definitely.
I'm a big believer in shooting in rhythm
Oh,
above all
100%.
else.
Oh yeah, that's the best way.
There's another Dolphins
Especially in
block.
NBA 2K game.
All right,
In rhythm
well,
works.
We won't talk about my experience on 2K as Carollo puts one up from way downtown. And
Again, another one. Not
Dolphins
a good
might
shot.
be getting a bit carried away
Yeah.
with these deep three-point attempts. That one rolls off the rim for Freeman. And
Yeah.
Anglin traveled after pulling in the offensive rebound.
Yeah. Once again, another turnover here. What number is that for the Red Hawks? There it must be at least number 11.
Officially, that will go down as turnover number 13.
13. I was wrong.
Unless they got it in quicker than I could check the tally. There's another
That
bad
time,
miss.
Kyra Rose. Yeah, bad miss by Rose there, hitting the backboard only.
That was 12. Dolphins right now perhaps playing a bit too loose on offense. They're just putting up first shot they see.
Right.
And a lot of those have been deep three-pointers and some tough shots.
Their defense helping them as well, and their lack of Red Hawks offense also helping. Definitely a travel there. As a lot of players do that. They'll get the ball wanting to drive as soon as they grab it, but forget to dribble before moving their pivots.
And we will head to immediate timeout. 7:11 to go here in the second quarter. The Dolphins lead it 19-6.
In a very historical school, and we really have to recognize as students on this campus the amount of sacrifice that has been bared for us to be able to receive education.
CUNY has really inspired me to think creatively and think differently about how it is we listen to one another. And so long term, my goal is to continue that pattern.
But I think I'd encourage students to attend CUNY because the faculty here is truly amazing.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
We are back from the tank where it is 19-8. Once again, the frame of the basket obstructing the scoreboard got me. Second game in a row, Sal.
Yeah, that happens. All good. You're off by only 2 points there.
I've made 2 mistakes tonight, though in the intro, the graphic was correct. I did not make a mistake there.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Red Hawks have turned it over again. That is number 13. Carollo over to Phelan, top of the arc. Phelan threw it away.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to sell that for a foul, but it looks like she just lost control of the ball and it went out of bounds.
Under 7 minutes to play in the first half. And the Red Hawks have turned it over again.
They're just telegraphing their passes, are the Red Hawks.
I think they picked up their dribble in a really bad spot there as we have a whistle for a foul underneath. That will go against Roberts.
You could tell that the Red Hawks are a team, maybe a young team too, still trying to develop, a lot of newbies. They still need to develop that chemistry, that on-court presence. They're still looking for that in this game and probably the entire season, which is why they got blown out for first meeting against the Dolphins.
It's been a slow start tonight, but after a really bad first few minutes, they've been about even since. And the Dolphins, with an opportunity to try and do what they did at Stack and put the game away in the first half, have not seized that opportunity. And
no, not yet. And it's because of the Dolphin misses in the offensive end so far.
And the turnovers just keep piling up for Roberts.
Another third there. There must have been the third or fourth traveling violation there alone for the Red Hawks.
Oh, I missed the turnover, Sal. That was 15.
Number 15, wow. At least 5 of those have been travels.
And a lot of those have come with the offensive player in decent scoring position as we see feeds Alarcon for another easy 2.
And that's the type of play we were seeing early on in the first few minutes of this game. A lot of beautiful passing, crisp passing, and another example there, this time Alarcon and the receiving end.
Dolphins have had a lot of very nice looking offensive possessions in this first half where they've gotten an easy 2 at the rim off a nice feed. Six to shoot for Roberts again. Haverlock, floater is good.
Pure by Haverlock there. That time got to where she wanted to go, knew where she was going to flip it up, and got the bucket.
Well, if they can get her the ball in that area of the floor, that is a spot where she can do a lot of damage.
For sure, definitely.
Alarcon bounce pass Weesey out to Carollo. Way off.
Yeah, she definitely rushed that one there, felt the pressure coming in. Pump fake probably would have got their defender right on the air.
Bodies ended up all over the floor, and the Red Hawks push it up the floor. Freeman up top. Haverlock with it. Surveys the floor. Now in the corner, Doherty. Now Haverlock, head fake, around the back, dribble to the rim, and she banks it in.
That was a slick move by Haverlock there. Behind the back is right. She went straight to the rim, covered that ball up, and laid it right in front of the Dolphin defense.
Beautiful move by the graduate student from Ithaca, New York. That is what the Red Hawks are going to need to stay in this game. Haverlock to win one-on-one when given that opportunity. We'll see if perhaps the Dolphins at some point look to double.
Yeah. I mean, if she's going to continue to get to the rim and get to the spots where she wants, they're going to have to figure something out. Otherwise, she can single-handedly chip away in this lead if the Dolphins are going to keep missing some shots here.
Alarcon, tough shot, won't go. Rose, though, snatches the rebound, puts it up, can't finish, and it's punched out of bounds by the Dolphins.
You got to love the effort there by Kyra Rose trying to go back up after the offensive rebound. However, if you feel 6 arms around you, probably a good idea to toss it out. Somebody's open.
A lot of the time, players will go up in that spot hoping to draw a foul.
Yep.
That time, Kyra did not get the call. Haverlock for 3.
She is on a heater right now. I think her shoes are red, and that is exactly correct. She is on a heater. She's on fire.
Abu Spair over to Kyra Rose. Rose now looking inside. Entry pass. Alarcon doubled. In trouble. Gets it out to Carollo for an open 3. And that's a bit too strong.
Did that hit the back? Shot clock?
You know, it's very tough to tell from here when a ball hits the shot clock, even if it's rather obvious.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it did because it looked like it had a chance to go in if it didn't, but then they called it, so they must saw it at a better angle than we did.
Haverlock left open. Off the mark this time.
Bit of a heat check there for Haverlock probably.
Not a bad look.
No, not at all.
Right now, the Red Hawks are in desperate need of her offense.
Yeah, so far this second quarter, they've done a better job. In the first quarter, they shot 2 of 11. Since then, they've been 4 of 11.
Well, if you look at
4 of 9,
the big difference between the first quarter and the second quarter, as Abu Spair can't connect from 3, Rose nearly took that rebound away from Haverlock, but the Red Hawks secure it. Haverlock looks to push, Euro step, travel. And as I was saying, Sal, the big difference between the first quarter and the second quarter. In the first quarter, the Dolphins' defense ruled the quarter. Here in the second quarter, the Red Hawks' defense has held the Dolphins to 1 of 14 shooting. Were it not for the Roberts turnovers, they could be even or perhaps ahead in this game.
Yeah, no, this second quarter has definitely gone to the Red Hawks thus far. Combination of turnovers, as we saw just there, and Jannalise with the travel violation. And the Red Hawks defense as well have stepped up a bit. But just some bad possessions by the Dolphins offense, taking some bad shots, maybe because they were up a little bit, but now 6-point game again, Joe. It's right there for the taking.
And following that last possession, Jannalise Alarcon about as expressive as I've seen her all season. Frustrated with the turnover, slammed the ball down in frustration and then gave it up to the official. But Dolphins right now just being stymied at the offensive end, and the Red Hawks are within 6. 10 to shoot here. Haverlock spins inside and can't finish over Phelan. Collision in the air, and Alarcon draws the foul.
Yeah, again, that's just Alarcon being herself and being aggressive for every rebound, this time on the offensive end. Haverlock, though, is also trying to grab that same board as she's being very aggressive on her end for her team.
Fuller will bring it up. And the Dolphins now have been on a prolonged offensive drought over 3.5 minutes, and that won't end it. Rebound brought in by Dow.
Yeah, they probably have about maybe 4 points in this quarter, I would say.
Here in the second,
the
Dolphins have scored 2.
Yeah, 2 points. There you go.
In the quarter,
I was trying to be nice.
In the quarter, they are now 1 of 15. They have not scored in 4 minutes. And the Red Hawks are in the midst of a 7-0 run. The Dolphins led this game 21-8.
Yeah, they had a big lead in the beginning and some bad shots offensively, and eventually now Dolphins finally come up with a turnover.
The Red Hawks simply can't protect the ball.
No, they cannot.
Haggett left open. Splash.
Splash down for Haggett, a great three-point shooter on her team. She was wide open in rhythm, and that was a big bucket for the Dolphins to go back up by 9 here.
And the Red Hawks have called timeout. 1:43 to go until halftime. The Dolphins lead it 24-15.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
And we are back from the tank with just over a minute to go in the second quarter. I had to sprint across the gym and make sure we were prepared for our halftime interview with women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone. And at some point between my departure and arrival back at the commentary desk, our audio went down, so I had to fix that quickly. We're now under a minute to go. The Dolphins lead it by 9 here in the second quarter.
Missing the layup on the other end here. Now Red Hawks possession.
That shot won't go, and a foul is called on Masinge following the offensive rebound by Anglin. And Sal, we spoke about it before the last break. The Red Hawks had been much better here in the second quarter. Despite that, their lead in the quarter is just 9-5.
Yeah, I mean, they have a short lead here. The Dolphins rousingly only have 5 points. I mean, that's amazing that they even are up by 9 still with only 5 points in this quarter. Is because of the big quarter in the first for the Dolphins.
Well, I'll be sure to ask Coach Sarcone what she liked in the first and what she'd hope to change from the second when we get the chance to talk to her in just about 30 seconds. Haverlock with it now. Around the back, jumper is good.
Yeah, Haverlock is showing why she's probably their number 1 option here for the Red Hawks. Up to about 8-9 points in the game.
Under 20 seconds to go in the quarter, the Dolphins can hold for one last shot. Their lead is 7 points. This is Fuller to the rim, and she had that stripped away, perhaps blocked. 6 seconds to go in the half. Haverlock for Dow. Long heave, no good off the window, and that will do it for the first half. Our score at halftime, Staten Island 24, Roberts Wesleyan 17. We're joined by women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone for the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report in just a minute.
Hey Dolphins fans, want to stay connected with everything happening at the College of Staten Island? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch all the live streams, exclusive behind-the-scenes tours, the latest episodes of CSI Today Talks, student film showcases, and so much more new programming. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button now at youtube.com/College of Staten Island, or scan the QR code on the screen and stay in the loop with everything CSI.
We're joined for the TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report by women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone. Coach, great start to the game in the first quarter. What worked so well offensively with the ball movement, and how did you shut them down defensively?
I think our press led to some points, which they did a great job in. I think offensively after that, we're struggling a little bit. We're not moving the ball like we normally do, taking quick shots. So we got to fix that moving forward. Defensively, the girls are putting in a great effort. We just got to go to the boards. We got to box out and go to the boards.
3 games left on the conference schedule. You are locked into the 2 seed. 20 wins still a possibility. What are the team's goals entering these final 3 games of the season without looking too far ahead to the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, one game at a time. That's what I've been saying to our coaching staff, our team. One game at a time right now. Right now, this is the only one in front of us, so we have to take care of it. And we're not showing that we're a disciplined championship level team today. So we got to get back to our small habits and one game at a time.
Coach, congrats on the 2 seed and best of luck the rest of the way tonight. Women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone, nice enough to join us for the TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report. We will be back with the start of the third quarter following our halftime break.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball in my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Gueston course and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provided for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. It's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. Just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to see in you where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build a relationship with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. Just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate their talent on the basketball court in other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that. I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to like go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me, but I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year. And then, as you probably know the story last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could. And that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship last season, which was amazing. And then same thing this year, kind of just some injuries happened and they needed someone to step up. So I mean, I'm here to be whatever they need me to be, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this program in any way. Kind of going between the manager and walk-on role, I mean, it is a different type of thing I'm doing, but it's still being around the same girls every day and just being around the team. And for me, that was such a valuable thing. And again, like, I guess my passion for basketball and how much I just love the sport kind of made that seem easy. Not really something I thought about a ton, just because every day it wasn't about, like, what I could do. It was just about kind of getting out and playing the game I love every day and just being around it in any way.
Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's given me a chance to get a college education. Gives my families to take like trips to these cool tournaments we go to, and most importantly, my relationships with the people I've met throughout the years, and Coach Izzo down to my junior high coach. It's provided me with great relationships with teammates and guys that I'll be talking to for the rest of my life.
Basketball has provided me with just obviously the education portion of it is huge, and also just the relationships I was able to build with my teammates, guys on different teams that go to my school, like the football team and the soccer team. There's also just the relationships that I'm able to build outside of, athletics, and that's just, I believe that's huge, just being able to go and meet new people, especially at a big university like Ohio State, and just kind of get your network around and just see the way different people think and react to things.
I'd say basketball provided me with, the opportunity just to be around good people and meet people that can help me in life and give me a free education and be able to somewhat set myself up for a better life.
It has offered me opportunity to go to college, to leave my hometown, travel the world, build outstanding relationships and friendships. I'm forever grateful and owe a lot of gratitude to the game of basketball and to God for putting the basketball in my hands. So basketball has really blessed me a lot.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island. Third quarter underway from the tank. The Dolphins lead Roberts Wesleyan University 24-17. Haverlock with it for the Red Hawks. Swings it to the left wing. This is Freeman using the Dow screen. Freeman doubled inside to Dow. Drop off, Anglin. Pass got away, and here comes Rose. Another Red Hawks turnover, and another Dolphins bucket in transition. Count it and one.
You know, Kyra Rose has gotten a lot faster than I remember from last year. I don't know if she slimmed down tightly a little bit, but that was very quick from one end of the court to the other and got down the lane really quickly and used her body really well. Seems to be able to control the ball a lot more this year as well.
And Rose converts on the three-point play at the line. The Dolphins lead back to double figures.
Well, let's hope they could keep it here, as we thought this might have been a blowout again. But so far, Red Hawks have come to play, at least in the second quarter.
Well, Sal, I remind you every time you're on the air, we're impartial. We don't hope for anything.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Haverlock to the rim, draws contact, and she traveled.
Just before you had said that, Joe, I was about to say I think she traveled, and she did.
Turnovers have been a killer for Roberts Wesleyan tonight, 20 of them, and we are less than a minute into the third quarter. That's really been the difference in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, shooting-wise, you know, both teams kind of bounced out in the first, second quarters.
Phelan, deep three, no good.
Another one, 2 to 3 feet behind the arc there.
And Coach Sarcone mentioned it during our conversation. She was not a fan of some of those shots, as you talked about as well. But I said it before, the Dolphins had a very quick trigger early in that second quarter when they got over to the offensive end. They put up a shot within seemingly seconds on every possession.
As well, they were one and done for a while in that second quarter.
And there is another Red Hawks turnover as the Dolphins force a jump ball, and CSI has it right back again.
Dude, the jump ball turnover, I fairly count that as a turnover. It's still a turnover, yes, but.
Well, on the stats, it goes down as a turnover.
It does.
So
I know.
Turnover it is. Alarcon, one-on-one underneath. Easy finish.
Beautiful move once again. She's just such a great post player. Really knows how to use her angles well and her footwork as well.
Well, Nick and I spoke about it on the last broadcast, how after all this time, as a 10-second violation is called, or perhaps a timeout came first. It did not, so 10-second violation.
Well, you don't see those a lot, Joe.
No. Dolphins defense looking a lot like what we saw from them in the first quarter. But as I was saying, Nick and I got the chance to talk about it during the last broadcast. I've been covering Jen Elise now for 4 years. I was not sure if she was naturally left or right-handed. Nick thought she was left-handed. She's not. She is right-handed. Yeah. Just has great dexterity around the rim as Carollo finishes with the left.
Yeah, and that's a testament to her, as you know, that makes defenders weary. They're not sure if they should force her left or right. In her case, it doesn't matter. She's going to score in either way.
I don't think there is a way you can force her that plays to your advantage. If you give her an inch going in either direction, she will take the mile and score.
Kyra Rose picks up her first foul for the Dolphins, first in the third quarter as well.
Dolphins in the midst of a 7-0 run to open the quarter, and we are just over 2 minutes in.
I believe the Dolphins opened 9-0 in the first quarter.
It's a pivotal stretch for the Red Hawks, and Haverlock knocks down another.
Haverlock seems to be the only offensive option for the Red Hawks thus far.
She has 11. The team has 19.
More than half.
Abu Spair, bounce pass for Alarcon. She regains control but can't finish. And Rose tips it right back to Jen Elise off the miss. Carollo looking inside. Now goes to work in the post and can't finish.
Good pivot move there. Just two Red Hawk defenders there to block it. One of them being Haverlock.
I believe jump ball was called again. Possession arrow favors the Dolphins. Make that the Red Hawks.
The Dolphins received that last possession over the turnover.
Red Hawks immediately passed themselves into a dangerous position. Doherty looked like she traveled. And jump ball is called again. Possession arrow to the Dolphins. Turnover number 23 for Roberts.
Yeah, that one could have been either way there. Could have been a foul called. Could have been a turnover, a travel as well.
We'll talk about it a bit more during the men's game, but Sal, I have to ask, did you get a chance to look back at the last play of the game against Mercy last week?
I did
men's
not.
Game?
No, the game-winning shot?
The game-winning shot.
I did take a look at it. It was pretty wild. It's a way to lose.
Did you have an opinion on whether or not it was a travel?
I think it's close.
As Rose converts another and one. We watched it back. I was certain it was a travel after looking on replay. In real time, it was so close. Tough call to make in that spot, but I thought that the Dolphins had a case there, that there was a travel.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be those little things that could have, would have, should have. But in this case, at the end of the day, he made that shot. Whether he traveled or not, didn't matter now.
Well, it was the passer who traveled, not the basket scorer.
Oh, that's right.
Dolphins now lead it by 14 points. They've really asserted themselves here in the third quarter once again. And this time Rose can't convert.
It's like a lane violation.
Yeah, against the Dolphins, I believe.
Red Hawks will get the ball.
Dolphins won the first quarter 19-6. Roberts won the second quarter 11-5. And the Dolphins lead this third quarter 9-2.
Was that the second 10-second call? No, timeout.
No. Timeout called by Roberts Wesleyan, and that will become a media timeout. 6:42 to go here in the third quarter. Dolphins have opened their lead back up to 14 points.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Filet during break.
Well, Sal, our audience now knows what you're craving. Chick-fil-A is coming to campus, and they have taken over our concession stand tonight. Sal is ready for some Chick-fil-A during the break in between games, getting a bit ahead of himself.
We still got 6 minutes left.
Well, we're waiting until the break in between games, not quarters. You have a job to do.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
Haverlock, pull-up jumper is good once again.
Yeah, pure once again for Haverlock here. She's up to 13 points for the Red Hawks.
Haverlock now 6 of 11 from the field as Roberts forces the turnover. Haverlock to the rim, converts in transition, and once again it's a 10-point game.
Well, who's providing the impetus for Red Hawks? It's Haverlock again driving to the rim for the layup on a fast break.
Abu Spare was stripped, and she last touched it. Red Hawks basketball.
Now the defense being a presence here for the Red Hawks, as was the Dolphins earlier in this quarter.
Well, if there's any question about which basketball broadcasts you watch, the use of the word impetus gives it away. You are indeed a Knicks fan.
Oh, 100%.
As am I.
Plus, I like that word. It's a good word.
Clyde Frazier, known for his vocabulary.
He has some good ones.
Sure does. A lot of what I've learned about broadcasting, I've learned listening to Mike and Clyde.
Yep.
I can't say bang, but I can say splash.
That's fine.
Haverlock. Bit short. Rebound to Alarcon.
Yeah, eventually Haverlock is going to cool down at some point. She made her last three, missing that one there.
Rose on the wing. Outside to Phelan for three. Splash.
And there's that bucket that we know she can hit. Another one coming off the screen. Nicely set. A few feet behind the arc, but again, she's capable of making those shots.
Dolphins pressuring again. Haverlock in trouble. They have 2 seconds to get it across the timeline, and it was almost time to buy a new camera set.
Yep, that was this close, Joe, to hitting that camera.
They'd be doing us a favor, honestly. It's been time ever since the lights apparently went off take a look at the halftime interview. The color grading just a bit different.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
But big things to come here on CSI Sportsnet. We're going to talk more about it later, but
sometimes it does look like I'm watching 1990s TV when I'm on the broadcast.
Earlier today, it was announced that the ECC has entered into a partnership with Flow Sports. We'll talk a bit more about what that means later in the night, but our games next year will be hosted on Flow Sports as part of an exclusive agreement between the conference and Flow. That does, however, mean that a subscription will be required to watch all of our home games and all of the games played throughout the conference. The NE10 has already made the move. I believe the CACC is making the move next year as well. And while we have a break here, we'll talk a bit more about what the partnership between the East Coast Conference and Flow Sports means. We'll share some of what was stated in our news release from the conference and Flow. Earlier today on our website, we did have the game day articles drop in over that, but Flow Sports will begin representing the ECC and its 9 member institutions next season. They'll provide a global platform to live stream events and support the teams, the institutions, and student athletes with a robust content engine across the web and social. The ECC's addition to Flow Sports represents the 13th conference to join Flow College. With the addition of the ECC, Flow Sports will now be delivering more than 800 regular season and postseason events, including the men's and women's conference championship events starting in the 2025 season. The sports represented in the agreement include men's and women's basketball, lacrosse, volleyball, soccer, tennis, baseball, softball, and track cross country, as well as women's bowling. Games will be made available for live and on-demand viewing, supported by an original content slate, including social media programming, highlighting the many student athletes who compete in the ECC. 100% of the revenue generated from the partnership will be reinvested into ECC member institutions. The agreement promises to foster equitable broadcast production standards and further enhance the quality of coverage across all sports, ensuring parity and inclusivity. That's just a bit more on the partnership between the ECC and Flow as Alarcon goes to the line for the Dolphins and makes both free throws. The CSI lead now 15 points.
I mean, that sounds all gravy and dandy, but well, I guess we'll see what it looks like come 2025 season.
We're certainly excited about it here on Sportsnet, and with that investment into the conference and its member institutions, we do expect an equipment upgrade, which is why I brought up the point about the partnership following the mention of our camera.
That's what I was thinking. Does include that.
Off the Red Hawks miss. The Dolphins have it back. This is Phelan in the corner. Cross-court pass. Carollo using the Alarcon screen. Alarcon finishes off the feed from Carollo for another easy 2.
Carollo, great vision, great cut by Alarcon, great finish.
Well, the Dolphins' bigs in Carollo and Alarcon are both excellent passers.
Yep, and Kyra too. We noticed today too, making a few good passes off the post.
That trio has combined for 8 assists in the game as a foul was called on the inside.
Bit of a ticky-tack foul. Seen some harder layups with no calls today so far, but nonetheless, Red Hawks will go to the line. Specifically, number 14, Grace Dow, shooting 2 shots.
And Dow at the line hits the first free throw.
One more coming for Dow.
And Dow goes 2 for 2 from the line.
Mia Fuller bringing it up for the Dolphins, who's entered the game. Backup point guard.
Phelan with it now. Inside to Alarcon. Tough shot, won't go. Rebound Dow. And here come the Red Hawks back the other way. Freeman to her left. Is forced to pull it back out. Big crossover, kick out. Doherty. No good from 3. Rebound pulled in by Frazier. And the Dolphins have yet another steal. Outlet pass up ahead. Fuller to the rim, lays it in, and the Dolphins go back in front by 17.
And that's how you keep your head up, especially on defensive possession there off the steal. As soon as she picked it up, she looked up to see if anybody was up front, and there was, and Fuller was there.
25 turnovers now for the Red Hawks. And that's really been the big issue for them tonight. The Dolphins have only shot 39% from the field. That's right at about their season's mark. The Red Hawks at about 31%. But you take away those turnovers, this game's a lot closer.
Yeah. I mean, and even percentage-wise, they may be 31% now, but they started the game at 18% in the first quarter. So they're probably about even with the Dolphins since then in terms of pursuit percentage.
Well, if you take a look back to the game earlier in the season between these two teams, as we have a whistle and a foul was called on that shot, but
by Megan Doherty.
Going back to the game earlier this season, the Red Hawks turned it over just 12 times. Turnovers were not the problem. Dolphins in that game shot 50% from the field and 48% from three-point range. That was the issue.
Yeah, they couldn't stop their offensive onslaught. That was actually 3 free throws for Doherty. She was fouled right behind the line.
And the second is good. 1 of 2 now for Doherty at the line. And the Dolphin lead is back to 15 points. Lisi has it inside now. Kirolo back to the basket. Shot fake, and she's fouled.
Beautiful footwork by Kirolo again in there on the post. Had a couple of spins there before she started to make her move, and that's probably why she drew the foul.
At the line for the Dolphins will be number 11, Alexa Kirolo.
Kirolo tonight, just 1 of 6 from the field, but has 2 blocks, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Leading the way in scoring, Jenelise Alarcon, 12 points on 5 of 8, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Kyra Rose, 11 points on 5 of 10 with 3 assists. And the Dolphins with a 17-point lead after those 2 makes at the line by Kirolo.
Yeah, Kirolo is a prime example of you don't have to shoot well to play well in a game. Right now she's only 1 for 6, but she's had an impact in this game for sure.
Well, she didn't have her shot against Mercy either, but the Dolphins didn't need it. As that basket will count, Megan Doherty to the rim, draws the foul, and converts through the contact.
Just I was giving Kirolo a compliment there. She made a bad foul there.
Commentators jinx strikes again.
Doherty back to the line here. She previously hit 3 straight free throws, looking for.
She was 2 of 3 on the last trip.
Sorry. Correction, 2 of 3.
Unless I'm wrong, that's always possible. It hasn't been my best night. I think indeed it was 2 of 3, though.
Another steal here for the Red Hawks this time, and a foul by Fuller for the Dolphins.
It was 2 of 3. Well, if you're the Dolphins, how these last 2 minutes and 16 seconds go in this third quarter could determine whether or not they're going to have to sweat this game out. If they can go into the fourth leading by 15 plus, you have to really like their chances. If the Red Hawks can work their way back to within single digits, we have a game entering the fourth.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at that second quarter. All we need to know, the Dolphins lost that second quarter, really. And that could happen very easily in the fourth, too. But again, the Red Hawks would have to cut into this deficit, at least get it under double digits.
Freeman goes 1 of 2 from the line. It's a 13-point game. This is Fuller with it now.
Smart job there, pulling it back, taking some time.
Singay on the wing. Inside, Alarcon draws a foul, and Dolphins are in the bonus.
Yep, Dolphins foul on the entry pass there. Looks like that was number 11, Havelock, with the foul.
Fouls on number 11, Georgia Haverlock. That'll be her second and the Red Hawks' 5th of the third quarter. At the line for the Dolphins, number 13, Jenelise Alarcon.
Alarcon to the line once again. Just 2 free throws tonight. Those came about a minute or 2 ago. She hit both, and she's now 3 for 3.
Really improved her free throw shooting thus far this season, especially in this game. 3 for 3. Has 1 more coming, makes it 4-4, all perfect.
So Alarcon 4 for 4 from the line. And the Dolphins' lead is back to 15 points. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Haverlock in trouble. And a foul was called, I believe, before the jump ball.
It looks like one might have been trying to call travel. The other was about to call jump ball. It looks like they're going to go with the jump ball. Nope.
They're going with an offensive foul.
Oh, I was wrong.
Wow.
Oh, well, nonetheless, still a turnover.
Interesting. And you know what? That looks like the right call to me. And Nick and I talk about this all the time as well, but if you watch us, you probably know who drew that charge. Once again, it was Noemi Masinge.
Yes, she's one of those leading in the ECC of the Hicken Chargers. She knows how to play defense, very high IQ. On
Do you have a stat on that, Sal?
What?
Leading the ECC in charges?
No, I don't. But if I
think you're right.
If I were to guess, I'm watching all the games, she has done that a lot this year.
I would bet that you're correct.
Yeah.
However, they do not keep that stat.
No.
It's
I didn't
too
think
bad.
so.
It's too bad.
It's too advanced.
Alarcon right back to the line again. And she misses the first.
First miss of the night.
And Alarcon goes 1 of 2. Redhawks look to push it up the floor here. Doherty left open, way short. Fuller with the long rebound. Here come the Dolphins now. Fuller bounce pass off the foot of Freeman.
Yeah, kick ball. Okay, it's coming back in the game for Alarcon. He's probably going to get a breather for the remainder of this quarter.
Dolphins once again playing all 10 players in this game, and we've seen that this year. They have been 10 deep all season, everyone getting playing time. Singe doubled and fouled. The Redhawks can't afford to foul here, especially now trailing by 16.
Barbara Frankova, that'll be her first.
Foul was on number 5, Barbara Frankova. That is her first.
Dolphins number 23, Noemi Masinge.
Nohemia Masinge with 2 free throws. First free throws of the night.
Dolphins now 11 of 14 from the line.
Not a bad percentage.
This is a team now that, as of late, has done a really good job getting to the line, and that's going to be important come playoff time because this team does not hit that many three-pointers.
Yep. Yeah, definitely free throws are going to be important, especially towards the end of the games. You know, if they're threes and falling, and you want to try to be aggressive and get to the rim and get to the free throw line.
Contact inside. Count the basket for Aaron Frazier, and 1.
Aaron Frazier there looking like Janelise Alarcon with the quick big man move down low, using her body well.
And Frazier makes it a 15-point game. I think the Redhawks need 1 stop, maybe 2, depending on how long the Dolphins take, but they cannot allow another basket here in this quarter. Would love to go into the 4th within 10 if they can. Rose drives the baseline and is rejected by Frazier, kept in by Frankova.
Emphatically rejected by Frazier.
Frankova was just able to make the save along the baseline. The Redhawks can go 2 for 1 here. Frazier lost it off the crossover, stolen by Weesey. Weesey left wide open, kicks out, and the Dolphins now will get set in their half-court offense, leading by 15. Weesey's pull-up, way too strong.
Weesey should have took the original shot she had when she came down the court.
I'd be inclined to say she should have taken it, and then you have the 2 for 1.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Leading by 15, you don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
Given the shot they got, I think the original shot was better. As Freeman could not finish a tough shot in heavy traffic. Now the Dolphins have 1 final chance. Closing seconds, third quarter. Rose out to Fuller for 3. Air ball. Masinge with the rebound, puts it up, and in! I think that should have counted. Did they count it?
It looks like they are counting it on the floor. I don't know if they're going to look at it, but it did look like.
She got off a circus shot at the buzzer, and I think that counted.
Definitely looked like she got it off just before.
I think she got it off. Have they counted it officially is the question.
I saw the 2 symbol by the officials to the table, assuming they did. So
All right.
we'll get an official call soon.
I think they officially did count the shot. So we are through 3 at the tank. The Dolphins lead it 51-34. The final quarter in this East Coast Conference women's basketball matchup coming up after this break here on the ECC Network.
Balance. It isn't just essential in your sport. It's essential in life, especially college life. It's everything you need to thrive in school, in sport, and everything in between. The key is just finding a place where you can pursue it all. Because the real beauty lies in the balance. If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
Fourth quarter just getting underway from the tank. Dolphins lead the Red Hawks 51-34. It will be Roberts basketball first to open the final quarter. They trail by 17 points and make it 14 as Georgia Haverlock has another 3.
Haverlock's got a little hick in her jump shot there. I could have sworn I thought she was going to miss that shot, but she just splashed that through the rim.
Okay, left open. Answers right back with a 3 of her own.
Okay. Very nice jump shot. Smooth jump shot by Okay.
Okay, basically dared to shoot it. Has her first points of the night. Doherty in the corner, looking inside, nobody home. Now McCray flips it to Haverlock. 10 on the shot clock. McCray for 3.
That was a nice step back by Cray there. I mean, Fuller played good defense too. It was right up on her. Just a better shot by McCray.
Red Hawks now have hit their last 2 from downtown. Rose, head fake, gets to the rim, can't finish, but she snatches her own miss. And a whistle comes in along the baseline.
Rose is so quick to the ball. I mean, as soon as she shot that shot up, whether it was going in or not, she was going up for a rebound just in case. And it was there for her.
I think something that I've noticed about Kyra, very strong hands, and getting to the rim, it seems like she's gotten more explosive with each season. She was a bit more out of control in years past as well. That has not been nearly as much of an issue this year, if an issue at all.
No, I haven't seen her being out of control this year much.
Haggett was way short on the 3. Okay, couldn't convert on the putback. Haverlock looking inside. Reverse layup by Dow is good.
It's good offensive basketball here being played by the Red Hawks here in this fourth quarter so far to start this game, start this fourth.
The lead for the Dolphins, 12 points. And Rose was fouled.
I don't know about that one. Looked like a clean strip from our angle, Joe.
And the Red Hawks certainly agreed with you, Sal.
See, I'm neutral, Joe. I call it both ways, what I see.
It's not a matter of foul calls going both ways. You said hopefully the Dolphins can hold on. We can't hope for those things. We're neutral. We are impartial.
Just let it happen.
We are the commentators, not the cheerleaders. This is Rose, and she lost it, but it will stay Dolphins ball. I think that one must have hit one of the Red Hawks on its way out of bounds because I thought we were headed the other way.
Yeah, well.
Failing out to Rose, looking inside. Rose bounce pass for Abu Spair in traffic, draws the foul. And that is already the 3rd Red Hawks foul of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that is. I mean, once again, it looked like a good block. I'm going to be honest, didn't see much contact there. I saw some plays today where there was a lot more contacts. on either side and no foul was called. Here, maybe the officials calling it a little tighter now as they make some plays inside. Nonetheless.
Abu Spair nets the first free throw. And she's 2 for 2 from the line.
Red Hawks still down 16 points as they bring it up the court. Defensive pressure, full court by the Dolphins once again.
And a miss at the rim leads to a Dolphins rebound and a fast break opportunity the other way. Okay, shot fake, hands off to Phelan. Phelan crosses over, finds Haggett for an open three. Splash.
Nice job there. Notice he had Okay also open, but Haggett is a three-point shooter. Gave it to her, and she was able to knock it down wide open in rhythm.
Dolphins now lead it by 17. That was their lead to open this fourth quarter. Haverlock for three, and she knocks down another.
And there it is again. She is just on a heater for the Red Hawks here.
21 points.
Great shooting too, 8-14, 2 for 4 from three.
That last make, I thought was 21, but it looks like they got it in quickly. So it was 18 points, and the shooting numbers you gave. Down goes Rose. And that is now 4 team fouls on Roberts Wesleyan. And I was right, Sal, it is 21.
Awesome. So he has 21 points. Lead all scorers, I believe, as the Dolphins have a more balanced attack in this game here with Alarcon leading with 15. And Kyra Rose right there, too, on 11. No, she should have a few more, I feel. Just wasn't able to hit those.
Well, Kyra, a player who gets to the rim at will, creates a lot of good shot opportunities for herself. But she also draws a lot of attention. And that results in some really tough chances around the rim as Abu Spair knocks down the pull-up.
And that's why Abu Spair is such a good point guard. She just she read the defense there and made a quick play. Saw that they were backing off on her. She was going to look to either pass the ball. Instead, she just pulled up for the Baby J and made it.
This has been a different offense with Abu Spair running the point. As Haverlock buries another three over Phelan.
If they're going to come back in this game, it's going to be because of her. Haverlock, again, on a heater here in the fourth.
And you're absolutely right about that. They will need every basket they can get from Haverlock, and she now has 24 points. What a performance. Feed inside, Alarcon in a double team, finds Phelan. No good, but Abu Spair has the long rebound.
And that's what you want from your point guards. Grab those long rebounds, box out those point guards that you're on. Make sure you're ready to get those, grab those.
Abu Spair for Alarcon for two, and the foul.
And you can see too the two Red Hawks there, the point guard and their big. We're conversing there as one of them should have stayed with the other big that was cutting, but that did not happen. They both veered towards one, and that's how Alarcon ended up wide open in the cut.
Well, there you see it on the replay. Dolphins forwards and the bigs just draw so much attention around the rim. You have a player coming downhill, and that creates an opportunity one-on-one if you don't double team, and Alarcon the beneficiary that time. Frazier off the mark from the mid-range, and the rebound goes to Kyra Rose.
Not squared up to the basket that time for the miss.
Rose, left-handed layup, won't go in transition, but Alarcon has another rebound. Haggett, splash.
Haggett has a very similar hitch on the jump shot as Haverlock does. But for her, it doesn't matter either. She's knocking those down today, too.
Well, Haggett is very quick to get the shot off following the catch. If Haggett catches squared up to the rim, she's able to get the shot off very quickly, and that's a valuable skill. Some players have a bit more of a gather, Haverlock being an example. Does not go up quickly, but she's good at creating that separation in the mid-range, especially as she fades away from her defender, and that helps to account for that slower shot release. As we will head to a media timeout, 4:54 to go. The Dolphins lead it 66-48.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Imagine earning a world-class education on a beautiful and accessible campus in the world's most exciting city. Not only does CSI offer a magnificent campus atmosphere, the College of Staten Island excels in dynamic student life, outstanding academics, new high-end apartment-style living, and a dedicated, award-winning faculty.
And we are back with 4:54 to go here at the Tank. At the line, Aaron Frazier knocks down the first free throw. Thus far tonight, for Roberts, nearly half of the offense has come from Georgia Haverlock.
Yeah, and most of the offense and the good shooting, 10 for 16, while the rest of her team probably shooting well under 35%.
The rest of the team is 7 of 27.
There you go.
Dolphin lead is 16, and CSI closing in on win number 19 as another easy basket goes to Jenelise Alarcon.
Yep, that gave her 17 points. Now, basically all of them almost in the paint, 5 of them free throws.
And Sal, I think at this point it is safe to say that for the second consecutive outing, Jenelise Alarcon will be our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game.
Yeah, she definitely leads in all categories right now. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 27 minutes played thus far. Big reason why they're up big.
And a big reason why this team is in the position they are in right now. This will be 19 wins for the Dolphins already. Their best season as a Division II program, and they are regionally ranked, number 9 in the region, entering play this week. Obviously, no way that would change following a victory here tonight. And if they can take care of business again in their next game, they should remain right where they are.
Shot clock violation.
And I believe that's the third shot clock violation forced by the Dolphins today against the Redhawks. So once again, the defense really stifling for the Dolphins against the Redhawks. The Redhawks' only answer has been Haverlock, who hasn't been bothered by the Dolphins' defense.
Well, I might have mistakenly said the rest of the week, Sal. This is their only game this week as Alarcon draws another foul. But the Dolphins the rest of the way with 2 games to go following tonight's outing. 1 week from tonight, they visit Malloy University. And then in their season finale, they take on Queens College on Senior Day. That game on March 1st, the game against Malloy, February 26th.
That's going to be a fun one, too. In the playoffs, when they start, boy. The Dolphins are going to make some noise, I think, this year, especially this women's team. Even the men might make a little bit of noise as well. We'll see them coming up about 45 minutes from now.
The women, as Alarcon misses the free throw, the women are already assured a spot in the conference semifinal.
Yep.
As Phelan has that 3 go in and out. But the Dolphins have punched their ticket to the semifinals. And Haggett can't connect either, but the Dolphins all over the offensive glass right now. Abu Spair wanted that ball. Kirola with her back to the basket continues to work her way inside. And
yeah, they're going to call her for the hook.
Yeah. Clear out with the offhand.
Yep, just a little too much there. You're allowed to do that at times, but you can't make it so obvious that, especially with officials right there to witness it, you literally hooking her out of the way. That is an offensive foul, easy call.
Well, the Dolphins in the playoffs are locked into the 2 seed. Damon is the 1. The Dolphins will face the 3 seed. As of the last time I checked, that was Mercy. Dolphins and Mavericks have played a couple of close games this year. The first game closer than the second. Dolphins won that one on an Alexa Kirolo jump shot in the closing seconds. The Dolphins then won by 14 here at home a week ago.
Dolphins play really well here at home.
And McCray knocks down another three.
McCray, if McCray and Haverlock were doing this together in the first half, we might be seeing a very different game.
Following the win tonight, the Dolphins will be 10-4 here at home. Phelan out to Abu Spare for three. Splash.
Yep. And when you have a point guard that can also knock down threes when you need them, that's a key to have. She doesn't need to take a lot of shots as she runs the offense. Is a very important part of this team's offensive efficiency.
Dolphins lead it by 18 again. Haverlock with it, dribbles to her right, gets inside, spins, and lays it in.
Boy, she just has all her bag of tricks out today here in the tank as Haverlock.
She is an incredibly talented offensive player as Carollo knocks down a three.
Carollo answers right back. If there's anything you can do, I can do better.
Carollo with her first three of the game on 4 attempts. Under 2 minutes to play now, the Dolphins' lead is 19. And CSI has another steal. Abu Spare racing up the floor, threw it away.
A little too tight there to kind of lift it there. You want to kind of slow down in this fast break in this particular, like your big gets settled into the paint just before making the pass. It's a little too quick for Carollo to handle that time.
Dolphins send Fuller and OK back into the game. Rose and Alarcon to the bench. Make that Abu Spare and Alarcon. Under 90 seconds to go now. McCray on the wing. Steps back. Short on the three. Carollo with the rebound.
Dolphins should win this game easily. Right now, having a 19-point advantage with almost a minute remaining.
Well, they will win. And it looks like they will win easily as OK kicks out to Haggett. But I asked Coach Sarcone, what are the team's goals? You're locked into the 2 seed. You know where you're going in the playoffs. 20 wins still on the table as OK is short on the three. Haggett with the offensive rebound, and she traveled. But Coach said 1 game at a time, and I think if you're the Dolphins, Sal, you have 2 opponents on the schedule that you've beaten after tonight. Those are 2 games you have to win. You want to go into the playoffs riding the win streak with momentum and playing well. I don't think you can discount those last 2 games as games that don't matter. If you're the Dolphins, you absolutely want to win them both.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter right now. They are locked in the number 2 seed, but you want to keep this team chemistry momentum going, both on offense and defense. You know, it can only so much can happen during practice. You need that game time experience, so you want to continue to roll it over on those win streaks.
McCray with another step back is too strong this time. And with the lay-in, Nevaeh Sanchez.
Her first bucket, getting a couple of minutes here in the garbage time.
Dolphins lead by 17, and they can hold and dribble this one out. The shot clock a bit behind the game clock, and CSI should win it, 74-57.
Will win it, Joe. You just said should.
The bench of Roberts Wesleyan was calling for some late pressure, but the Red Hawks ease off.
Yeah, they'll probably take a shot clock violation
here. Well, there is no shot clock violation. The game clock was ahead of the shot clock. And this one goes final. Our final score, Staten Island 74, Roberts Wesleyan University 57. CSI with their 19th win of the year and their 12th win in conference play continue their win streak. The Dolphins have now won 6 in a row. Coming up next, men's basketball faces the Red Hawks in a huge conference matchup. The Dolphins will look to avenge a loss against Roberts Wesleyan earlier this season. Tune in to our separate live stream coming up next right here on the ECC Network. Until then, my name is Joe Foreman, joined by Sal Caruso. Stay right here for our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report with Jenna-Lise Alarcon.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
And we are back for our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. Once again, our player of the game, Jen Elise Alarcon. Jen, welcome back. The team now has won 6 in a row. You have been the ECC Player of the Week 5 times this year. Let's talk about some of that ball movement we saw tonight and how you and your teammates have really clicked to help put together this great season and your great season.
I mean, when we move the ball around a lot and get everybody involved, that's when we play the best basketball. Like the second quarter, we kind of came away from that, and we got back to it in the second half, and that's how we put up the points that we did. And it's just a really good feeling to have everybody in the scoring box.
Now, I asked Coach, 2 games left. You're locked into the 2 seed. You know where you're going in the ECC semifinals. You don't know your opponent yet. All right, there's 20 wins on your mind. What are the goals in these last 2 games?
To definitely put together all 4 quarters. We don't want to have any more mishaps because if we get there, Damon is going to be, and if they get there, Damon is going to be a very tough opponent, and anybody we face in playoffs. And in order for us to beat them, we need to keep our heads straight and play 4 full quarters.
How hard is it not to look ahead to that conference semifinal? I have to ask.
Very, very hard, but it's staying focused on those games that we have ahead right now, those 2 games, and making a statement in the conference saying that it doesn't matter if we're clinched in second spot. We have to go out and beat these teams because we can't give them a chance.
Jen, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the 2 seed. Congratulations on the individual accolades. Once again, this has been Joe Foreman on the call. Thank you to our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Jen Elise Alarcon. And be sure to tune in for our men's basketball matchup, Dolphins and Red Hawks, coming up next right here on the ECC Network.